Hello everyone. Uh, I want to discuss in a very comprehensive video how to get into compliance or anti-money laundering. I've made lots of videos in my YouTube channel, but I'm gonna make a very long, very detailed, step-by-step, comprehensive video in order for you to understand how to get into compliance, what requirements are of the compliance, what sort of salary progression are you expecting, and what are the transferable skills that may be helpful for you to get a job in compliance. Okay, so first of all, how to get into compliance. In order to get you into compliance, let's start with the degrees. What are the degree, education, or experience is required in compliance? You can start your role in compliance without any experience as well. So if you have no experience, then it's gonna be entry level position. Doesn't matter if you have AML certification, if you have no experience, it's gonna be entry level position. Okay, but if you have banking experience, that experience will count. Banking experience in operations or retail banking will count. Okay, and if you have experience in anti-money laundering, then certification will help you in growing your career very quickly. But then certification needs to be international certification. We're going to discuss this in a bit more. Degrees. What degrees are required? Let's suppose you have degree in HR, you have degree in international relation, have degree in mass communication, etc. Those worthless degrees. So will those degrees are going to help you? Yes, they can help you, those degrees, but you will, again, with those degrees you will have to start in a very entry level position. Okay, if you have, let's suppose, a degree in accountancy or in finance, will it help to make a career? That's the one we are looking for. You knowing accountancy, you do not need to be chartered accountant. You can have bachelor's in accountancy, bachelor's in finance. You do not need to have MBA degree. Ideally, you want to have an MBA, but if your bachelor's is in accountancy or finance, that will work in this field. Okay, ideally, we want someone to have chartered accountant. I'm a chartered accountant myself, so those ideally you can skip lots of hierarchies. If you have worked in chartered, you are a chartered accountant, you are a certified public accountant, you have a CFA degree, you have a ACCA degree, certificates, sorry, all of them are certificates. So if they will help you in improving your career in anti-money laundering, massive. You can jump lots of hierarchies if you have, and of course, if you have big four accountancy firms experience. So let's then discuss where you can get a job. Well, what are the organizations that will hire you? Ideally, you you can get a job in a XYZ, lots of those, but ideally you want to work in a bank. Your top priority is to get a job in a bank. Can you get a job with those zero experience, with just your worthless bachelor degrees? Yes, you can, but that's going to be entry level job. So you want to work in a bank. The salary package is really good, allowances and bonuses and your appraisals, that's top priority. Second is you want to work in a financial technology company, fintechs, like your PayPal, Paytm, your Cash App, your Stripes, your Wise, Pioneer, XYZ. You want to work there. Third, in your priority, if you are unable to get a job in a big four accountancy firms, your KPMG, PwC, EY, Deloitte. Fourth, your priority should be job in an insurance company. Okay. Fifth, your priority should be to work in a money exchange company, not virtual asset service providers, your crypto exchange. That should be your least of your priority. Your priority should be to work in a money service businesses, money exchange companies like Al Ansari, Al Fardan, and every country have those money exchange companies. Your next priority would be to work in a law firm. There are not many jobs out there to work in a law firms or charitable organizations, but that's also in our second last priority. Your last priority should be to work in a crypto exchange company. These jobs are very unpredictable jobs, unstable jobs. From very much stability. Of course, there are banks, Silicon Valley banks and so on, but Credit Suisse banks and so on. But generally, 99% percent of the time, banks jobs are much more stable, much more secure, and they are handsomely paid. So you can work in compliance in any of those organizations. And there are more as well, but they are not worthy of discussion because their salary are not good enough, their packages are not good enough, and their roles, whatever they provide, are not good enough. Okay, so what are the roles you can start with, the entry level that are being referred to here? You can start as a junior analyst. Okay, you're gonna see lots of words being used when you're applying for a job. So those words can be sometime BSA analyst, bank secrecy X analyst if you are in America. Sometimes you're gonna see the word compliance analyst. Sometimes you're gonna see the word junior AML analyst. Sometimes you're gonna see the word ETD analyst or CTD analyst, or sometimes you're gonna see the word KYC analyst or something. So you want to those are entry level position. Any analyst level position is an entry level position. Okay, and of course your senior analyst, you can become a senior, but it's still associate level position. So let's suppose you start as a junior analyst, you earn let's say 2 to 3 years of experience, you become a senior AML analyst. Okay, and if you play your card right, you can become a team leader AML analyst or manager AML. That's where the salary gets really good. So what salary can you expect in a bank? We're going to start with the where your target should be. What's the salary is, I'm going to discuss because majority of my trainees are from America and India. So I'm just going to quote what is being paid in America and India. So first, if you are in America, junior analyst position is going to pay you $40,000 per year. Very low, of course, that's a junior level position. In India, that's gonna be your 500 lakhs or 5 lakhs per annum. That's entry. That's around $40,000 Indian rupees or something. Entry level position, and that's what. And sometimes can be less than that as well. Depends, what. And banks also have large banks, small banks as well. So if you're gonna get a job in a small bank, that's most probably be 4 or maybe 3 or 4 lakhs per annum. If you get a job, entry level job in a reputable like HDFC banks, or you get a job in Bank of America or Chase Bank or JP Morgan, your entry level position most probably gonna pay you more. So your junior analyst is gonna starts with 50. Again, if you're a man, if you're a husband and you have to support your family financially, that won't even pay. But of course, working as an analyst is where you are in your 20s, it's appropriate. But when you're working as a junior or senior analyst in your 30s, that's not appropriate, but you have to sacrifice. If you're thinking of switching your career, you have to sacrifice. Of course, also if you have experience in let's suppose in HR, you have experience in working in as a cashier somewhere, experience in working in a medical field or accountancy field or something, can you switch your career? Yes, you can, but you need to develop really good technical skills in order to get a job with no experience. But of course, you're starting entry level position, they are not waiting for you to say that I am willing to join compliance. No one cares about your willing to join compliance. You have to, if no one is waiting for you, so you have to start, you have to struggle at an entry level position because your experience may not be relevant. This was a banking experience, this was relevant, but you have no AML experience, no banking experience, no compliance experience, and you want to start, you have to struggle, you have to start with an entry level position. Okay, that's where the things get really interesting. Manager, you are paid around, starting is $75,000. In India, that's most probably be 10 lakhs per annum. When you have like more than 5 years of experience, that's most probably be around in India around 7 lakhs per annum. If you are at a senior analyst. Senior manager, that's what I am. Senior manager, anti-money laundering, that's where you get paid as a 6 figures. That's where you start as a VP position, vice president or assistant vice president. In India, that's most probably be around 20 lakhs per annum. That's where you can support your family financially. and then you grow your career to as a deputy MLRO and MLRO. These are people who have 15 minimum anti-money laundering experience. This person have 20 years of experience in anti-money laundering or compliance in banking. So their jobs, this person is most probably be paid 200,000 per annum or more than that, depends upon your how good your skills are, what certifications that you have gotten, how technical you are. India, that's most probably be around, let's say, 35 lakhs per annum, and that's that's $500,000. Depends if you're working in a large bank, that's most probably be $1 million. So let's say 50 lakhs per annum in India. But that's where it get interesting. You can support your family to some extent right here. Then here you can comfortably to some extent, unless you are living in a New York or something, or living in Toronto in Canada or something, you're living in London or something, that might be difficult. But you're working in a so that might be helpful. Banks usually, compliance department and anti-money laundering department is usually in their head office, and bank's head office unfortunately are in New York, are in Toronto, are in London, are in Dubai, are in Mumbai, Chennai, Delhi or something. So metropolitan cities. And of course you can see that when you are working in a metropolitan city, you have to earn enough to be able to survive there. Okay, so these are the salary packages. So how can you start your career? What sort of skills are required in the market for you to start your career? I suggest you can jump certain hierarchies. My trainees, I ask them to you should be thinking of jumping certain hierarchies. If you have never worked in anti-money laundering, you do not have banking experience, I do not want you to start at a junior level position, or I do not want you to work and sacrifice 1 or 2 years to work in junior analyst position. I want you to spend few months there, like say 6 months there, and you can jump. Rather than spending 2 years here, you can become a senior analyst, spend 1 year there rather than spending 2 or 3 years there, and get a managerial job within 3 years. Why? You need to build those skills. You can switch jobs, you can build your skills to able to get a job in a much better bank within a few years. And what you need to learn? You need to learn best practice. You need to learn your red flags identification skills, and you need to know your risk-based approach. That's what people from 80 different countries in the last 3 years, 2,000 individuals, professionals have paid me to build best practice, red flags, and risk-based approach. That's what in a bank they are asking for. They want banks pay salary to in compliance who have these 3 things, either, and these are basic things. So I'm not discussing advanced level. So bank is gonna pay you if you have, let's suppose, something which can improve their bank's workflow. If they hire you, when they're evaluating you in the interview and they find out that you have skills which can improve their workflow, you can help in developing procedures, manuals, guidelines, which helps improve how things are done in a bank, in compliance department, the salary is going to be very high. If they find out, during evaluating you in multiple rounds of interview that you can help bank save money by finding cheap solutions to expensive problems, you can earn really good amount of money. So these 2 sort of situations are right here. Start from here. Sometime maybe here, but mainly from here. Paid ridiculously good amount of money. Okay. And I've seen people who are in their early 30s who are able to exploit the job market, able to find ways to become senior managers, deputy MLROs, deputy money laundering reporting officer. Money laundering reporting officer is also called chief compliance officer. When they are very young, they become VPs, they become SVPs. I'm a 35-year-old person, so VP is appropriate for me. I'm not early in becoming a VP. It would be early if I was 28 to 32 years of age and become a vice president. I became a vice president when I was 33 years of age. Now I'm 35. So it's not I'm not, I wasn't able to exploit. So I want to help people who are don't make the same mistakes that I did, trying to be very honest, so that you are able to game the job market rather than struggle like me from entry level to, and so on. Okay, the third one is those who are able to get the job done, which is your laborious work. This is what called investigation of the customer's activity, suspicious activity, identifying who is doing money laundering, reviewing the alerts, the cases, filing the STRs or SARs, CTRs, doing the negative media, adverse media, identifying the customers, KYC, accepting the customers, which customers we need to perform EDD, which customers we need to do periodic review, which customers we need to do event trigger reviews for their suspicious activities, when to escalate RFIs, which alerts are closed on L1, L2, L3, which customers their investigations are closed based on L1, L2, L3 investigations, and so on. This is the role of these three, this thing. And this where not much money, So if you want to be like donkey, monkey, dog, those who are working too hard, you have to start from somewhere, but you do not want to be in this role for longer period of time. You want to be in this role as gain experience and want to learn skills, so that this is where the money is. You join and become this, this is you being AVP, this is being your VP, SVP, your senior executive vice president and executive vice president. This is what your goal should be. And that's not going to happen in 5 years, in 10 years. It's most probably going to happen in 20 years, at least 15 years. So, and you're not gonna become a millionaire so quickly as well, but your job will be secure, your job will be stable. You're gonna get annual appraisals like banks, their annual performance appraisal. You get your mandatory leaves, your 15 days every year mandatory leaves. You get your maternity leaves as well. You get lots of paid leaves as well. You able to get a loan as well on a low interest rate, because employees in a bank are able to get loans. You can get a mortgage. You can, there are health insurance, dental insurance is available, medical insurance for your kids as well. So there are lots of benefits to work in a bank, but it's not so easy to get a job in a very reputable bank. You have to learn lots of good skills. You have to do your basic first, at this level, and then you build your skills to do this. Okay, so what are the skills, transferable skills? You have never worked in compliance, in anti-money laundering in a bank before, but you have experience somewhere else. So what experience can help you? If you have experience in auditing, either it's a internal audit, somewhere working as an internal audit department, or that's really good if you have external audit experience. You have worked in Big Four accountancy firms, you have done consultancies, you have tax consultancies or advisories. That's really good. That matters. That's, they would want to hire you if you have. If you have really good data analytics experience, that will massively gonna help. You know your Python, you know your Tableau, Power BIs, you know your SQL, NoSQL, you know your all the basic data analytical skills, advanced level of Excel as well. So they will massively help you in improving your profile, in improving your salary, able to get a job. The recruiters look for those. Okay, where can you find the job? If you're looking, where can you apply for a job? You can find your entry-level jobs. First let's start with you can get those entry-level jobs, your internship, your contractual base, 6 months contract, your 1 year contract, banks do provide, and it looks appropriate if you are in your early 20s, you straight out of college. It looks appropriate that you are looking for those jobs. So sometimes They may not pay enough your stipends or something. Sometime maybe acceptable for whatever your age is, the amount of money that they're paying. Where can you get a job? How can you start your management training officer role in a bank? You can find it. Ideally speaking, I want you to go and search banks websites. That's where you're gonna find, rather than going on LinkedIn. That's very, you're not gonna find those summer programs of internship or something on LinkedIn, or you're not gonna find them on Indeed or whatever. You're gonna find them in banks websites. Go find the list on Google of all the banks in your country. Go on their website, search on the career column, are they hiring or not, and apply for those roles. You have to fill a long form for that. They may ask for experience, they may not ask. They may ask for a bachelor's degree, relevant accountancy. They may not ask. Depends upon the size of the bank, the reputable organization of the bank. So if you have to work in a small size bank, you have to get into the join the club. You have to join it somehow. So when you have joined the club, you can switch multiple clubs, but you have to join it. So you have to search it on website rather than going on LinkedIn. Anyone is gonna say go on LinkedIn or something. They are lazy people. You're not gonna find lots of those. You can go on LinkedIn or Indeed or monster.com or whatever. I want you to make efforts. Go to the bank's websites, all the banks in your country. Search individually their websites and find and regularly see them. Not so I'll just search it and I'm gonna search the website 5 years later again. No, regularly search them. Make it your habit that you're gonna search every Monday morning what roles that are newly added. Join their newsletters where they say that if their new role comes in relevant field, we will email you. So look for those. Join those. Join a recruiter. There are lots of recruiters who are looking for skillful and individuals. Find a recruiter. How are you gonna find a recruiter? This is where your LinkedIn is gonna come. So search on LinkedIn recruiter, then filter it out the city that you are from, and filter out the role, and the recruiter most probably have jobs there. Find their names there. Search it on Google. Find their websites. Apply, fill in the form, make an account in the recruiter's website, and they will contact you, ask you to send resume. And for that, you need to also have a ATS compliant resume. It's not it's not rocket science to make your ATS compliant. There are plenty of free website. Make a ATS compliant resume and join a recruiter. Sometimes recruiters will ask you to pay to join them. Sometimes they may ask you to share your first salary or second salary or something. Find the one that are reputable. No one's gonna help you. No one knows which city you are from. No one's looking to provide you free and advice. Free advice is a cheap advice. So don't look for someone to help you. Do this on your own. Stop with the laziness. Try to be a smart person, work hard, rather than randomly asking and randomly sending people to to the review your resume or something. No one is interested in reading your resume or your CV. Do this on your own. Okay, so you might start with a temporary position, contractual based position. You might need to start as an internship, but if you want to be ahead of the game, you need to learn those. You need to join training session, 50 hours, where from entry level, which what we do. There are also units as well where you're going to be working, like this batch that started just last week. Today is 25th of November, so 18th of November. So you're going to be working in transaction monitoring, in sanctions, in trade-based money laundering, in negative media, AML review units, your negative media team, your STR team. You're working as a CDD analyst or as a KYC analyst, whatever. You are part of customer identification team, where they are opening the account, or customer acceptance team, where you're performing risk assessment. You are part of the risk management team. Okay, these roles are your KYC analyst role, your CDD analyst role, EDD analyst role. They're part of your periodic review. We're going to discuss in future what this is. If you don't have any idea what I'm talking about the periodic or event trigger. So when you're doing risk management, you're part of the team who do detection, prevention, and correction, DPC. So where your role will be as a AML analyst role, your role as a KYC compliance analyst role, or your role as a BSA if you're working in America, BSA analyst roles. Sometimes they call it financial crime compliance analyst as well. They have different names, trying to sound like a sophisticated bank you're working. So they develop, or you say that surveillance role or something. I don't know the spelling of surveillance, analyst role or something. They're all referring to the same thing. You are part of the second line of defense. This is your first line. So you might have to start at an entry level position at this role, and then you are able to switch yourself in a compliance department, or if you're lucky enough, you start at a, depends, the salary require, the jobs that are available, supply and demand issue. So due to Financial Action Task Force and their mutual evaluation reports, there are lots of job opportunities in every country since 2013. Financial Action Task Force revamped their 40 recommendations in 2012, and since 2013, all the countries around the world were mandatorily were told to become a member of Financial Action Task Force, who were not the members, and they'd been evaluated as MERs and so on. You've seen, hopefully you have heard of countries being put in a grey list and so on. That's what countries are told to make efforts so that no one is doing money laundering in your country, no one is doing terrorist financing in your country, no one is doing proliferation financing in your country, no one is doing financial crime in your country. So countries are supposed to stop those, prevent those, combat those, and that increases the role of banks, where these are the situations, these are the organizations, these are the financial institutions, these are the obliged entities, these are the reported persons, regulated entities who are exposed to money laundering, terrorist financing, financial crime risk exposure, and they need to have a compliance department to prevent, detect, prevent, and do corrective measures. That's what you are supposed to do when you are here. And when you are, this means that you are part, when you have developed roles and you're working, from here to here, you can improve the workflow, you can find some cheap solutions to the expensive problems. That's where you are actually developing AML policies, AML procedures in your bank. That's where you are part of the development of BRDs, your business requirement documents. That's where you are part of the developing of fine-tuning the thresholds. That's where you are part of the teams where are showing that you are doing regulatory requirements of identifying all the customer suspicious activity. You're part of the approval of STRs and CTRs teams. You're part of the teams who are supposed to work with the vendors in the implementation of automated tools and so on. Expensive. You are able to extract the data using SQL and NoSQL and be able to improve or provide cheap solutions to the expensive problems. Rather than having a dashboard, you are able to extract data using queries or query languages. So if you want to be ahead of the game, build your skills, and those includes jump starting your career, without making the mistakes, jump starting your jumping certain hierarchies. I want you to do certifications. You learn your skills plus a certification, technical skills plus international certification will improve your career massively. Certification like CAMS from ACAMS, Association of Certified Anti-Money Laundering Specialists. Certification like CFCS from ACFCS. These are general AML certifications. You want to do diploma, advanced AML diploma in anti-money laundering from ICA. That's your British diploma. You want to do FIS certification from Manchester FS, that will also help you. That's also British. That's a certification, that's a diploma. These two are British certification, these are American certification. So around the world we use dollars or we use British pound. So these are the ones who are dictating the international financial system. Of course there are euros as well, but their European certification are not as much prominent. So you want to do American certification or you want to do British certification. This costs $2,500. This one costs $1,000. This one costs $6,000. That one costs around $3,000 or $4,000. Forgot what the price is. This is dollars, so you can convert into British pound or something. I feel like what I did, what I recommend, but I'm not paid from ACAMS. I do not have any affiliate links. You're gonna be paying your fees on your own, everything on your own. And I feel like this is value for money, which can improve your career. If you have never worked in anti-money laundering, if you have banking experience, if you have anti-money laundering experience, whichever field that you are from, certification plus knowing these skills can massively improve your career by jumping hierarchies where others made mistake. By going through each hierarchy, you can jump them, or you have to go through each hierarchy, but you do not have to spend 2-3 years on each hierarchical level. You can improve because by showing your skills, by learning your data analytics, by knowing all the knowledge that are required in the market, this can improve. That's why people around the world, they pay me, to build those skills, so that will help you to get a job. I provide 50 hours of weekend training. This is my 31st batch that is starting on 16th of December. If you have goal to improve your career in Q1 of apologies for that. If you have goal to improve your career in Q1 of 2024, you have goal to improve your career in Q2 of 2024, this is the time to start. Takes 3 months minimum to build your skills, basic skills, to pass your certification, any of those certification exam. One training batch, one training program, 50 hours of it will help you prepare for all of those, help you prepare for skills that will also be helpful in your AML job interviews as well. You do not need to pay anyone to do the job interviews. I will also provide you templates for ATS compliant. You can find it over the internet. You do not need to, I need to, but provide you the roles, what you need to put in your ATS compliant resume, what you can help, and you can find it on my websites as well. All these the short videos of the people who have passed their examination, what they said. You can, their reviews, or when they pass, or when they attended the training session. You can find out all the people who have provided their video reviews as well when they pass. You can go to community as well, where you can find all the news that I shared whenever people basically pass their exam and attended the training, or future batches whenever they're starting. You can go to my websites as well, which this 50 hours of training program. After attending it, I will issue a certificate, AML Pace LLC. This is my company registered in America. This certificate which will help you for your CAMS eligibility. If you do not need to do the you do not need to do any webinars or any credit points. This will help you to get the credit points if you're gonna attend the whole 50 hours of the training program, and then I will issue you the certificate to make sure that you can use it to get a job, or to get eligible for the exam. You can see that there's 50 hours of training. This was the last batch that ended, 28th batch. These are the people who have attended the 14 hours of training. These are the many people who have gotten the certificate. There are certain people who have attended CPDs as well. I started issuing certificate from July 2021 when I registered the company, and since then the last time I issued it about 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago. Okay, so this training program helps you to build your skills, to help you to jump hierarchy, to help you to get the certification, pass the exam, help you to prepare for the job interview, help you for the CAMS eligibility as well. It's 50% discounted for the group training. Group training means that it is fixed time and fixed dates where the trainings will be conducted. Each training session is 4 hours long. There will be a 10-minute break. These are the timings in different countries. You can, and if you're going to join before 14th of December, you're going to get 10% early bird discount. So try to join those. I do provide sometime private one-on-one training. Whatever I charge for that, I charge half of that for group training, and there's a 10% early bird discount if you're going to join before 14th of December, or whenever you're watching this video in future. There's always discount on early bird. So summary is that if you are interested and you are willing to make a career in anti-money laundering, you want to do career progression. That's what I was referring to. Jumping certain hierarchies is your career progression. How can you progress your career? This is what the internet is. You do not need to make mistakes like people or the internet have made. You want to, do this thing the right way by learning from other people's mistakes. You can find me on, on LinkedIn as well. You can search and check the all the people who have tagged after they pass the exam. So just wanted to, in the last guide you that these are all the batches that I have done. I used to do private one-on-one training, over 100 people. These are all the batches, number of their participants when the batches were started, the month they were started. After starting the last batch of group number 30, there are over 2,000 people from 80 different countries. Of course, majority of the countries there are, there were 1 or 2 people, but these are the most of the countries: US, India, UAE, Nigeria, Canada, UK, Mauritius, Paraguay, Australia, Singapore, and so on. You want to learn from other people's mistakes and don't go through, the struggle of spending 1 or 2 years on each hierarchy. Jump the hierarchy, build your skills, right skills that are required in the market. I'm going to help you out. I have helped other 30 batches. I'm going to help the 31st batch as well. I just require one thing. I want you not to be a lazy person. Do not want to be a person with low IQ score. I do not want you to have a loser mentality. I want you to be opposite to that, is that I want you to be very sharp. I want you to be very attentive. I want to also be very interested and dedicated in this field. If you are, then you can get a job. You're not going to get a job in a law enforcement agencies like Enforcement Directorate in India, EFCC in Nigeria, FCA in UK, or FBI in America. No, these are the jobs that are when you are young and you get a governmental job when you are early 20s, straight out of college. When you are in your late 20s, 30s, and 40s, you're not getting a job as a financial crime analyst or specialist working in the law enforcement agency. You're going to be working in a financial institution like a bank or fintech, as these level position, either working in the first line or working in the second line to stop money laundering, to prevent, detect, and do corrective measures of managing the risks of anti-money laundering or financial crime compliance. So wanted to make a very long video to give a proper view. There are lots of misconception on the on internet, so that you can get a very clear what you are hoping for, what you can before you spend your money, what you should be expecting. I'm going to start at a very basic KYC to discussing very technical things. I've made a video about it, that those people who have no experience, what they can expect through the training program. You can find this video to learn about no experience. One is, okay, this is job placement. This one is a 10 minutes video giving the whole course guideline. I don't want to, I want to do the training as a surprise. We do a training session where you're not prepared for it, and you're going to find it interesting what we're discussing in the 4 hours. Of course, it's a very dry field, financial crime or something. But if you're like me, interested and dedicated, you're going to find it interesting and dedicated enough to talk about it for 4 hours, to learn about it for 4 hours every Saturday, and 4 hours on Sunday as well for the next 8 weekends, so that you are well prepared. I'm going to share you the mock questions. I'm going to prepare you from different documents that will help you prepare for a job. I will recommend you some podcasts, some movies, some documentaries, some videos that will help you. I will share some news, financial crime news as well, that will help you build all your skills, documents, all of those that will help you to become a complete subject matter specialist or expert in anti-money laundering. That's what the role is. When there is inflation and recession in 2023, there is no shortcut to getting a job anywhere in the world. It requires you to be very good at it, then you can get a job in that particular field. And that's what people around the world from 80 different countries have paid me for. And if you're interested and dedicated and sharp person, you can join it to get a job in a bank, Big Four accountancy firm, fintechs, insurance companies, and so on. Okay, so thank you for joining in. Contact me on WhatsApp and on email. Find the fees, find the payment methods, join on time, join early. I will share a document for you to read whenever before a batch starts. the earlier you join, the much better chances that you are well prepared. I don't want you to go through any documents that I have not recommended. I want you to mold your, I want to mold your understanding, mold your mind the way your examiner wants you to understand certain topics, and what your recruiter or your future employer wants you to know in a technical way topics in anti-money laundering. I don't want you to go through review documents. I want you to go through in a well-developed training program which has helped 2,000 people, 80 different countries, and it's gonna also help you because I've done this so many times. So start a batch every month, morning batch or evening batch. So my morning batch is gonna end on 10th of December. I've done today 25th of November, one training session, 9th session with them. So I'm gonna start after completing with them your batch. So see you on WhatsApp or on email. Hopefully this was helpful and detailed, and you have got lots of hopefully clearing of your understanding, any doubts that you have, hopefully. And if you haven't, there are lots of videos that I have made which will help you to get different other queries resolved. And you have to do this on your own. No one is interested in guiding you or providing you any career counseling free of cost. You have to go through the material, and they're very short videos or on plenty of cases. And if you want to find out any free demo session, I've made one of them publicly available for you to go through as well, how I do the training. So please, do this on your own, perform the due diligence, read certain what other people from different countries are saying. This will help you to make the right decision rather than looking for shortcuts. This is a marathon which will help you to get a salary that you're looking for, rather than someone scamming you that they can 100% guarantee you with some daily quizzes or through chapter-wise questions or practice questions or whatever. They're all scamming you. Build this the right way. You're going to find out reality after being scammed by those people, that whatever you have done was worthless. You won't be able to get a job, and then you ask people, please help me with the job placement assistance. No one's going to help you. The person who have scammed you are not going to help you. So do this the right way. Okay, thank you for joining in. See you on WhatsApp or on email. And join it before 14th of December so that you get an early bird discount or whenever you're watching in future. Make the right decision. Have a good day. Take care.